Yes, okay, so welcome everyone to the sprint demo for sprint 2020-45. So let's start with a summary of what we did in this sprint and then move on to the demo. So in this sprint, we have worked on removing C-style costs. So this applies both to the target RTS and to the generated code, where C-style costs now have been replaced with C++ costs. And the reason we have done that is to avoid warnings from compilers and also from when you're using static code analyzers. So this applies to now we're using static cost and reinterpret costs, but in also many cases we have removed costs when no cost was necessary. This has also helped us to set more restrictive compiler flags when we are compiling the target RTS, especially on with GCC. That has enabled us to find a couple of bugs related to 64-bit support that was also fixed in this release. We have continued to work on C++ 11 support, and in this release we have continued with the support for type alias that we demoed in last sprint demo. And in this release we now support type descriptors for type aliases in the same way as they work for type defs. We also extended the model compiler to support member function templates. So now you can add templates to operations and have them correctly translated to C++. Then there was a problem in how we handled the common preface code snippets from TCs. So basically we included the name of the TC file, which could break the incremental compilation. So now we have removed that name, and incremental compilation now works better. We also did an improvement in this dialog that appears when the broken references are detected. So information is now more precise concerning what kind of reference that are broken. And we also included an article in the documentation to explain what to do when you get this dialog, since we have got some feedback from users that this can be a bit confusing the first time you see it. And then we worked on some documentation improvements. So we have worked on creating many new videos. So I think it is like 30, 40 new videos in this release that we have added to the documentation. So they are short how-to videos that users can look at to learn how to do a certain task. And they are available both inside the tool and in the information center. So there are no incremental features in this release. And also, I would like to say a little bit about RSARTE 11.1, since we touched upon this in the last sprint demo. So we have continued to do tests, and in this sprint, we found out that there is actually a dependency on Java 11 when you are installing on Eclipse 2020-06. That was probably by mistake by the Eclipse team, but nevertheless, they will not fix it. So it means that we will have to support both Java 8 and Java 11 when running RSARTE 11.1, which means slightly more work for us. So if you need to use Java 8, you still will have to have a Java 11 installed so that you can install the tool, but after that, it should work fine to use Java 8. And once again, notice that this will be the last release where you can run Java 8. So if you have your own plugins that you use together with RSARTE, it's a good time to, as soon as possible, make sure they work with Java 11 too. And we have come as far as we have an internal version of the tool, but we need to do some more testing before we can ship this as a pre-release. So hope to do that in next sprint. So the deliveries in this sprint is a new version of RSARTE 11 2020-45 that should be used together with Eclipse 2019-06, and we didn't make any changes in old versions.